Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Here bites Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon, paperback, and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our merchandise on the Mike Wagner Show: t-shirts, throw pillows, and tote bags, pop sockets, hoodies, and more. And check out the Amazon.com and Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, including phone cases, t-shirts, and more, go to the Mia Molson-Zia store on Amazon. Also check out his books, Missing and More, Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. And also make sure you give generously to the MikeWagnerShow.com, and also support us on Anchor FM/support and PayPal. Make sure you donate today. We're here with 2 terrific gentlemen based out of the East Coast. And of course, we have this gentleman on who's been on a number of shows, and he's made quite a few appearances on the Mike Wagner Show, and going all the way back to, wow, was it August, September of 2018? It feels like 17, we met
18 or 17.
Yeah, we met yesterday. It was somewhere around there. And we got a guy who's also got a show called The BS Show, which is on the verge of becoming very popular. So we got 2 comedians going at it, just talking nothing about BS. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios on the East Coast, we've got Allan the G-Man Gitlin and Steph, best known as The BS Show. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. And Allan, you're always a joy to have on.
Going to be on, Mike, and I'll let my partner do a little talking about how we met, maybe, and what we're doing now. Steph, take it over.
All right. Well, my name is Stephen Sindoni. They call me Steph. Well, Allan calls me Steph, and now the show is Steph because I do a lot of things on YouTube. I'm a long-time YouTuber with probably over 1,000 videos on YouTube.
Wow.
On a variety of subjects. And Allan and I, we talked about that. My love for comedy, though, began at an early age. My earliest memories began like about 1960, so I'm kind of dating myself. I grew up watching shows, cartoons like Popeye the Sailor, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and the Flintstones, to name a few.
That's my favorite, the Flintstones.
And now Biden's banned them because those are the only ones he watched. He has nothing to watch on Saturday mornings now.
And we miss having our bowl of cereal with milk. It's like, oh my gosh, in our pajamas.
Can't have pancakes with Aunt Jemima anymore.
Yeah. You know, and then thereafter, after school, after I did my homework, of course, I'd watch the Three Stooges and Abbott and Costello.
Mm-hmm.
And by an early age, I was hooked on comedy. You know, shows like The Honeymooners, F Troop, McHale's Navy, Get Smart. They were a big influence on my early life.
Where the fuck are we?
And, you know, it's interesting. Allan and I were about the same age here, and he did what I did. I would beg my mother to stay up on a Friday night to watch Johnny Carson because I wanted to hear the opening monologue, but they wouldn't let me watch it during the week. So it would only be Friday. But every time Friday would come around, I'd probably fall asleep. So I didn't get to see it every Friday that I wanted to, but I was allowed to watch it, you know, when there was no school on Saturday. It was on The Tonight Show. I first watched comedians like Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Don Rickles, Dom DeLuise, Foster Brooks, and Allan, and my favorite, Buddy Hackett. I mean, these guys were the best. You know, and Allan could tell you, comedians like Johnny Carson, the host, there was never a talk show ever again that was that quality and that good. Every night, Johnny had a phenomenal show, and I was blessed just to get to watch it maybe once a month at that age. But I was hooked. Later on, I went through my life working in this, that, and the other thing. But around the year 2000, the comedy bug. I got the comedy bug. So I said, I had a day off. I said, let me go into the city and start to do some open mics. So I go to do some open mics, and there I am waiting online. I've got my lines. I can never forget the guy in front of me. He was gray hair, disheveled, looked like a school teacher in any event. Turned out to be Larry David of Seinfeld. And he
gosh.
He was in front of me. And you know how comedians are. I'm too busy trying to figure out, I got to follow him. So I really didn't, pay too much attention because most comedians don't. And I said, yeah, he was pretty good, but I can't recall what his bit was. But I know he did topical comedy. And I said, that's pretty good. But I would go see guys like him perform. And while I would go to these open mics, I'd make friends with the comedians. And I said, guys, if I can find a comedy club in New Jersey, 'cause that's where I was living, would you come out and perform for me? Now, a lot of these guys were coming up, so they weren't that good yet. I couldn't pay them that much. So I went and found a comedy club in New Jersey. I said, just give me one chance. Just give me one chance. If you don't like what I'm doing. And turned out they liked what I was doing. And so I started hosting shows. I wasn't a comedian, but I was hosting shows because after watching Johnny Carson and Dean Martin for all those years, I said, gee, this looks like fun. And if it's fun and I want to do it, then just, nothing should stop me. The only thing should stop me is desire. And I got the desire to set it on fire. So that's what I did. And I didn't need to be funny, but the people, they set the table, for the comedy. But I always listened to the acts to make sure that was the kind of product that I wanted to put out. And lo and behold, I was getting like 250 people to the shows. Wow. And that wasn't bad in small towns because I defy anyone to tell me, where do you see a comedy club, even in Vegas, have 250 people to fill the room? And I was doing that. And I go, gee, that's when I knew that I found my thrill. Like it wasn't Blueberry Hill, it was in New Jersey, but it didn't matter. So around that time, I had got my material together. I really wasn't doing stand-up. So I said, you know what? I'm a good guy with computers, creating graphics and all that. I said, why don't I create a comedy CD? And I did, called It's a Crazy World. And people, you can find it on YouTube. And I think I have it on the BS show. I put up like 4 or 5 bits in it. And just to show people, what? He was more than a host of a show. He does have creative ability, have writing ability, but I always appreciated, where the comedy came from, who the pioneers were. In 2010, I was returning from California. I was filming some scenes in a movie that never got released, but we're still working on it. Mm-hmm. And I had to change trains in Chicago. And while I'm in Chicago, and not too far from me, Alan's going to pick up there, but I'm in the Amtrak station. I just got there from the long ride on the other train. And I'm sitting there, and this is Chinese man. And he's frantically walking back and forth. And he's got this large box. And he's walking around like really, really nervous and panicking. Everybody's looking at him. Finally, he goes over to the Amtrak counter, and he's got this box. And they're telling him that he cannot get on the train unless he retapes the box. Yeah. So my first impression of this guy was that he was high as a kite. So not thinking I would ever see him again, or that I'm thinking I'm going to get on my train, because I wasn't sure if he was getting on the same train, but I knew he was going east, from where we were in Chicago. Mm-hmm. After boarding the train, Alan, who I didn't know at the time, was sitting directly across from me. And here is where I'm going to let Alan finish the story. Alan, can you pick it up from there?
Yeah. So we were sitting by each other, across from each other, and there was about 4 or 5 other people that were from New York, from Albany and Buffalo. We started bullshitting, and we found out we had a lot in common, and we started talking and laughing, telling jokes. And Stefan was married for 20 minutes to a girl on the train, but that's besides the point. Anyway.
That's a story in itself. Alan, can I tell that story?
Yeah, tell that story. Go ahead.
While this Chinese guy is frantic in the train station, some woman says, "Can I sit next to you?" I said, "Sure, you can sit there." Why not? Open seat. So never thinking that when I got on the train that she would sit next to me. So now when I board the train, she's sitting next to me. Alan's on the other side. So the woman getting close to me. Next thing you know, she's got her head on my shoulder. She's falling asleep. All of a sudden, she wants to marry me. And Alan's looking at me like,
wait. She had her head somewhere else. It wasn't on your shoulder, pal. Okay, let's get that straight. With a blanket on your lap, okay? We're not going to go there. We'll leave that alone. But anyway,
I think you just did.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so we're all bullshitting and talking and laughing. The train pulls out, and he's walking up and down the aisle, and we're not really paying attention to him. But we see this Chinese guy walking up and down the aisle, and we're like, "What the hell's with this guy?" And we're not paying attention because we're just laughing and having fun. Hey, I'm from Jersey, I'm from New York, I'm from Buffalo, I'm from Albany, and the train took off sometime in the afternoon, and we're all bullshitting and we're playing some games or just joking around, all of us. And around 11 o'clock at night, we're going through Cleveland, Ohio, I think, at that time. And I decided I have to go to the bathroom. So I open the bathroom door, and the Chinese guy is sitting in the back of the car with the conductor next to him, and his box is right there also. But I don't know anything about. I mean, I saw him in the train station. We all saw him because he was running around for 45 minutes in the train station, going crazy. We don't know what the hell was going on. And we found out about the box not being taped properly. And the Amtrak lady actually taped it for him. So I go to the bathroom, and I open the bathroom door, and it reeks. I mean, it totally reeks of marijuana. I mean, the guy must have had 3 or 4 joints in there, And so I go back and I tell everybody, and they're laughing. What idiot would do that? It's got no. And so we go to sleep. And the next morning, we get up around 8:30, and the conductor gets on a PA and says, "Listen, we're pulling into, I think it's Albany. I think Buffalo. Was it Buffalo?
It was Buffalo.
Buffalo. Pull into Buffalo, and he says, "Listen, the Border Patrol is doing a spot check on IDs, and everybody in this car has to get off. They're going to check a few IDs, and then they're going to let everybody back on." So we pull up to the train station, and we notice there's the Buffalo police, there's the Amtrak police, and the Border Patrol sitting there. And so we get off. There's about, I would say in our car, maybe 12 or 15 people, roughly. So we all get off, but we notice nobody else is getting off but us. And so they check a couple IDs, and we get back on. But they're not letting the Chinese guy. They tell him, your luggage and your box are coming off. And we pull out, and they're talking to him. And we have no idea what's going on. And then we get to, I think, Albany, right? It was a 20-minute rest area.
Yes.
We could get some normal food because the food on the train truly sucked. But they said you could rest your legs, and if you have to go to the bathroom, because the bathrooms are small on the train, but whatever. So as we're getting off, the conductor says, "You know what happened to that guy?" And we're like, "No." Well, he got arrested. And so we say, "What for?" Well, in the box that wasn't taped up, that he made the Amtrak lady tape for him, was a 3-pound brick of marijuana. Now, he went from Chicago, from Illinois, through Ohio, and now you're in New York. That's a federal offense because you now cross lines with 3 pounds of marijuana. So we don't think we're going to see him for a while anyway. But this is how we met. And Steph is in New York, and I'm in New Jersey. And we're not that far apart from each other, really. We're about an hour, maybe. And so we became friends over this. And Steph actually goes for a massage in Chinatown in New York City. And he thinks the guy that's giving him a massage, maybe the guy from the train, that he got out a little early.
Because the guy introduced himself, and he called himself Jackie Hands. So the guy,
Jackie Hands. Oh my God, Jackie Hands.
As opposed to One Hung Low.
or a bend over, or if someone feels like crap, who flung poo.
Right. Crack one up. So we became friends through this, and I've done a few things for Stephen Sindoni Productions, which he does some interviews. I've done some interviews with him. You Can't Make This Shit Up, and a few other ones, right?
Yeah, we did the other one, Sleeping with the Fishes, when we talked about the mafia stories.
Mafia stories. And about 3 months ago, Steph is very technical, and he just loves my humor. I don't know why, but he does. It's not good humor. It's, it's a chocolate eclair, but we're going to go there. But we came up with this idea between the two of us I named the show, and he's the technical guy, and we call it the BS Show. And it's two guys just bullshitting. We have some stuff on Zazzle that they're going to sell. We're going to have some shirts made up. And anyway, it's two guys talking about, we do idioms for idiots. If you know what an idiom is, and I'll explain it to some people if they don't know. It's like you step on a crack and you break your mother's back. Where does that come? How does that equate that you step on a crack and your mother's going to break her back? Where did that come from?
Oh, the best of both worlds, things like that.
Both worlds, or a pinch of salt. I mean, where is this coming from, and what does it really mean? So we do stuff like that. We do some stories about my Lyft driving stories and some of my dating stories, and I pick on some of the commercials that are on TV right now. Like there's a new one, I don't know if you saw it yet, Mike, about Coors Light is the official beer of removing your bra. Now, what happens if you don't wear a bra?
Removing your bra? Oh my gosh! If you have to remove the bra, I'm in trouble, literally, or we are.
So does that mean as a guy you can take your pants off while you're drinking Coors Light? You know what I mean? This is a commercial that's been showing in New York. And all the, like when I'm a Yankee fan, so when I watch the Yankees, this commercial comes on, and it's just came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, really? What if you're a guy? I mean, does it mean you got to take your pants off or what when you drink Coors Light or what? I don't get it. But anyway, so we pick on stuff like that, and a couple of stories we tell about.
And we pick up topics too about what's going on right now, for example.
Stuff, yeah.
And then I've been a researcher for a number of years, and every time I find something, I like to put it out there. So we have a segment at the end of the show. And if I've got something hot, I'll put up a photo of De Niro, analyze this, and I'll have Allan just analyze what I'm putting up.
Right.
Is this BS or could this be, real stuff?
Right.
Let you be the judge of it. And Allan will go ahead and he'd analyze it. So we have stuff like that going on.
Yeah, and then there's a sports announcer in New York named Michael Kay, does the Yankees on TV, and he says some stupid things. As a matter of fact, there was a big article about him in the New York Post today about all the stuff that I've been talking about. He'll say that the guy made a full body dive. Well, you can't make a half body dive, you moron. Or if a guy hits a pop-up, he'll go a sky-high pop-up. Well, it can't be a dirt-high pop-up, you moron. Jerk.
Or an average pop-up.
Yeah, an average pop-up, right. So I pick up on these things and I make kind of fun of the guy, because he just says some outrageous stuff. And it just so happens that the New York Post today had a big article about some of the things that he says. So they're picking up on our stuff.
It's interesting, Allan, you're right. We've been doing some things because we've done the show for 10 weeks now. Thursday night will be number 11, and which I can't believe. Yeah, it's just taken on its own identity, and we're having fun. It's about having fun. Two guys meeting on a train and just BSing. If you like it, tune in. If you don't like it, we're going to do it because we're enjoying it. It's not for the love of money, although it wouldn't hurt to have it. But when you do something for labor of love, the money mystique will follow. So I'm looking at this like, you know what? The investment is in my time, and my time is valuable. And my friendship with Allan is priceless. And you can't put a dollar figure on friendship because you can go through your whole life and you may only have a couple of friends.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A story just comes up, and Allan, I got to tell it. We were doing this thing about the mafia and whatever. And I worked for a company. I didn't know that they were connected. But the owner of the company said to me, would you rather have $1 million or 1 million friends? No. I said, give me the $1 million. You can keep the friends. Wrong answer. I'm on a plane when I'm going to Georgia, and I look over them. It's like I'm talking to the Godfather almost. And I said, okay, so what's the answer? He says, well, the answer is I'd rather have the friends. I says, tell me why. He says, well, if you've got 1 million friends, you can borrow $2 from each one of them, and you don't even have to pay it back.
Interesting.
So I thought about it. I go, gee, that's a good point. How to make friends and increase your wallet at the same time. So this is what I kind of learned from one of these these wise guys, supposedly. And I realized that, friends are important. So building like a social network, like you've got a lot of people that become your friends or,
Mm-hmm. What?
And Mike, we tell stories about everyday life, things that happen in everyday life. Like, for instance, we had, this is a true story. This happened 2 weeks ago to me, and he knows because we had this on the show. I don't know if you have Quick Checks up by you. It's a convenience store with a gas station, okay? I don't know if they got them by you. And I went to buy a candy bar, and I noticed that I had a bunch of 20s and I had a $2 bill. So the candy was $1.70. So I said, no sense breaking the 20. I tried to put the $2 bill in the machine, the Quick Express, and of course they're not calibrated for $2 bills. So I didn't realize that, and I realized they have to put it in 3 times that the machine's not taking this $2 bill. So I said to the guy on the counter, I said, could you give me 2 singles for this $2 bill? And the guy says, I can't take that, it's phony. Well, first of all, if you're going to make phony bills, you're not going to make $2 bills. You're going to make 20s, 50s, or 100s, not $2. But anyway, he says, I can't take this $2 bill. I said, listen, I need 2 singles to put in the machine to buy my candy bar. So he says, well, I can't take it. So the guy next to me says, why not? The guy, it's legal, it's $2. So I said, listen, I just got this from the bank the other day. What are you talking about? So anyway, he goes out from the counter, he goes all the way to the back of the deli, and I hear some guy say, what the hell do you want? I guess he was on break. And he says, well, the guy wants 2 singles for $2 bill. And the guy says, well, give it to him. What's the problem? So he comes back and he says, okay, the guy says, I can give you he says, it's my first day. Well, I don't know if it's your first day or your last day, kid, but it's a $2 bill. And it's been around for 20 years, 25 years? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's a true story you can't make up, Mike. And that's really, we put that on the show because
that $2 bill is around longer than he was an itch in his daddy's pants. I'll tell you that.
Apparently, the best part of the thing didn't run down his mother's leg. Apparently, we won't go there. So
I think when they said brains, he thought they said trains, and he headed for the caboose. No, car behind us with the Chinese guy in front of us.
Oh my God! Or maybe you thought it was like a $2 with $2 bill in that untaped box or something, or it took like a $2 bill.
He thought the $2 bill was phony. Now, if you're going to make phony bills, you're not making a $2 bill phony. I got 2,000 $2 bills in my house. Really? I'm going to make 50s or 100s or 20s. I'm not making $2. That's for sure. So it was just, we tell stories like this on, everyday life when people don't pay attention to, like I tell a story about, I went to buy a pair of pants in Macy's and the pants were $35 and the belt was $75 because it was Bruno somebody's. Really, the belt's more than the pants? Really? There's something wrong with that story. There's something wrong. I don't care if it's a designer belt or not. It shouldn't be more than the pants, So we tell stories like that, everyday life and stuff like that. And we're on show number 11, and we're going to go to number 200, hopefully.
Yeah. We also, during the show, I go out and I do karaoke on weekends. And if I find a performance that I think is worthy of the BS show, I'll put it up on the show. So we have some entertainment and make it interesting, more like a variety. We started with just BS, and all of a sudden I start sprinkling this in and sprinkling that. Like I said, I'm very creative. I'm not challenged when it comes to making movies. I produced my own show. I've had a show in California, Legends, Mystery, and More. I've produced Nancy Wallace's podcast on Blog Talk. I've had my own for Linux Guy. To teach people Linux. And I did live streams years back. And then when StreamYard came along, I'm going to give them a plug. I go, gee, this is affordable. I've got all the components already. I know how to do it all. I've done it all. I've been a one-man band. As you know, it's not easy for one person to be the one-man band and have his own show unless you have conviction, unless you have passion, unless you have confidence. You're not going solo is very difficult. And I give you credit because I know what you have to do, what's involved in one person getting everything, assimilating it all, putting it all together, and then making it palatable for people to watch every week and want to come back and tell their friends about it. Because if you do something bad, you'll probably tell 53 people about what happened. But if you do something good, they may only tell 3 people. So, it's getting a lot of impressions out in advertising is for you to get, your marketing to the right person, for them to make it saleable. So you've got a lot of things going on, and I commend you for what I'm seeing. And I realized that if you didn't like what you do, you wouldn't be as good as you are at what you're doing. And it's an honor for me to come on with you tonight, because I realize you are a quintessential host and someone who deserves another 30 stations, or, to double your market.
Well, it's greatly appreciated as well, too. And we had Allan on the first time around. And the favorite story I heard from you, Allan, was you're on the set with Jennifer Aniston. It's like, I love hearing that story over and over again. It never gets old.
So I did a movie with Jennifer Aniston called The Bounty Hunter at Monmouth Racetrack in New Jersey. And I believe it's Bradley Cooper. I always get Bradley Cooper and what's the other guy? I get him.
Anderson?
No, I get the other guy it was Bradley Cooper though. So Bradley Cooper and her go out to lunch, and I'm basically about 4 or 5 rows behind her, and I don't know what they did at lunch. I think they might. I don't know if they went to a hotel or motel or got drunk. I don't know. But she had like a line like "Don't bother me anymore," and she couldn't remember it. I knew the line better than her, and they did the take like 60 times. I'm like, really, lady? How dumb are you? I mean, what the hell did you do during lunchtime? Did you get laid, or did you have drinks, or what the hell happened here? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't like you had a long line or the big speech. It was like, don't bother me anymore. And she couldn't remember it. And I never forgot that, and just made an impression on me. Like, how dumb are you, lady? Or what the hell went on during lunchtime? There's a couple of little motels around on where they were. And I know some of the restaurants where they were. Did they get drunk? I don't know what the hell happened, because they went off on their own, but I was an extra in it. And of course, if you blink, you miss me, but I got paid. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and of course, you also been in commercials as well, too. And of course, love your story about Vince McMahon, too, that you're
that's
spell. And
that's a good story. Yeah, that's a very good story. For you guys who don't know this, I don't even know if Steph knows the story.
No, I don't. No.
One of the first things I ever did in acting, I shouldn't say the first thing, but when I got back into acting in my later stages of my life, which, whatever. But I had an agent who was very nice to me, very good to me. And unfortunately, they closed up, but they got me a lot of good stuff. And they got me this gig where they called me up and they say, listen, you're going to do a commercial with WWE and Stacker 2. This was like 2001 when XFL was around. And they're looking for guys over 6 feet. At the time, I was about 240 pounds. So now I'm about 215, but we won't go there. And I'm about 6'2", 6'3". So they want everybody over 6 feet, and they wanted guys anywhere from 200 to 290 to play in this commercial. And so anyway, she tells me it pays $1,800, and I'm like, okay, $2,000. Actually, it paid $2,000 actually. And so I'm getting excited, like, whoa, $2,000, woohoo! And anyway, so I had to, from my house to New York City is about an hour. I had to be in New York City for 6 o'clock in the morning. So I had to leave my house around 4:30, roughly. I took off a day of work. I get into the city. There's a bunch of guys. We all met in this one spot, and they're taking us in this 15-passenger van. And we're all talking, where you from? Where you from? We don't know where they're going. And it was in the middle of December. So now it's dark. It's dark in the morning, yet still till like 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And so we drive up to Rockland County, New York, into Rockland Park, and they put us in this little tent, and they go, listen, we have something for you. You must sign it before you get in the commercial. So we all look at it, and it's a 35-page waiver from the WWE saying that if you get hurt, you can't sue Vince McMahon, basically. Of course, you needed a lawyer to understand that it was all like, the first party, second party, blah, 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 all kind of crap. Mumbo jumbo lawyer stuff, which none of us understood.
Mm-hmm.
So I, being a smart ass, or whatever you want to call it, I said to the guy, let me ask you a question. What happens if you don't sign it? He said, well, if you don't sign it, we take you right back to the city. And you're not going to be in the commercial. So, of course, we all signed it, of course. And actually, this is a true story. China was supposed to be in the commercial, and her and X-Pac, or Six-Pac, whatever they used to call him, they were going out at the time, and they were both in a drunken stupor, and they couldn't get a hold of her, and they had to dub Kanan later on into the commercial, and China got fired that day. and so did X-Pac, because when Vince McMahon says you got to be somewhere, you got to be there. End of story. And the funny part of this is we didn't get paid for about 8 months. We kept bugging the agency, and she sent most of the guys. There were like 12 of us, and she sent most of the guys, and she couldn't get paid because Vince McMahon wouldn't sign off on the checks. And finally, she said to him, listen, these guys keep bugging me. I got to pay them, but I got to get paid by you. I don't have 24 grand to lay out, you know. So finally, we got paid, but it took us 8 months. So it's a kind of funny story, though. The XFL. So I was in the first XFL commercial ever, and it showed on Channel 9. We each got about $2 grand for that, and it showed on a local station here, Channel 9. It must have been, I can't tell you how many times. And the cheerleaders from the XFL were there in mini skirts and freaking short tops, and they were freezing their asses off. We were like, oh, this is good. This is good. The headlights are showing.
Yeah, turn on the brights, dude.
Yeah, the brights were on. Oh, yeah, the brights were on, that's for sure.
Oh,
they were freezing their butts off because it had to be a cold day, and there was snow on the ground, actually, which is what he wanted, you know. So that's a pretty interesting. And then the other commercial I did, I did one with Joan London, another one. When I first started getting back into acting, Joan London was doing a commercial with Bob Smith, investigative reporter on one of the cable stations. And they couldn't get this take right. And I never forgot this. It was in Seton Hall University. And she stood up, and Joan London said, I just want you to know, you extras are great. Us professionals suck. And I just thought that was so cool. I thought that was cool. She's a very pretty lady. She really is very pretty, very nice lady. I thought that was so cool because they just couldn't get this thing right. They had the cup wrong. He was looking the wrong way. She did something wrong. He did something wrong. They just couldn't get it together. There's 60 takes for this one shot. And she just stood up and said, you know, you extras are great. Us professionals suck. And I thought that was so cool, man. I just thought that was so cool. And she admitted that they were having problems for whatever reason, you know. So those are some of the bigger things I've done. And I have, of course, the rap video with Lil TJ last year, FN.
Yes, that was the best one of all. That's what really got your name out there.
Yeah, with FN. Yep, that was that one. And I did a commercial for AT&T last year, which is on their website. I played a delivery man. It came out with a new phone, Consera, for construction and delivery guys. I've done a lot of little stuff, some big stuff. And I drove for Lyft. And when I told somebody young in the back that I was in the video, they were taking Instagram pictures of me and putting me on Instagram and, you know, can you take a picture of me before I get out of the car? You know, and I'm just like a regular guy having fun, enjoying life. And that's what I do in everything I do. That's why Steph and I enjoy our show. We're not doing it for the money. Yes, if we get some money out of it, fine. But we're just two guys just BSing. That's what it is. We're bullshitting. We're having fun. We're telling some jokes. We're telling some stories. If you want to listen to us, fine. If you don't, c'est la vie.
Well, one of the interesting things, Mike and Allan, I'm going to let you tell it. We've done 10 shows, but we've had some challenges along the way. Allan, can you share them?
Yeah, the first show they blocked you out. You were blocked out for a while, and then we kept going a little bit. Show number 3 or 4, somebody put a screen over me, so I could barely see Steph, but we still went on with the show. And show number 9, they blocked.
We had a minute and a half of lost time on one show.
Number 10 or 9, I believe. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, I think that was 9. That was 9.
9. But
so we've had some challenges along the way. Yeah,
they're not stopping us, baby. There ain't nothing stopping us. Ain't nothing stopping us now. You know that.
Exactly. Or maybe you guys can sing or something, or maybe you can bring some special guests on as well too. So yeah.
When they block Steph, I just tell some jokes, you know, like I have a joke that, what do you get when you turn a blonde upside down? And that's a brunette. You know, Steph and I have a way of pulling up. Steph has a way of pulling stuff out of me, and he loves my humor. He knows how I think. We just were texting yesterday, and we had like a 10-minute like text about, I forget what it was about, but we just we covered the topic, and it was drop dead funny. I'm saying, gee, you know, that could have been good for Thursday. But every time I speak with Allan, it's always a comedy bit waiting to happen.
because I'll talk about my day. He'll talk about his day. I had one the other night. I went out to sing karaoke and I had to go to the bathroom. I had ate this pizza. I got to go to the bathroom. So as I go in the bathroom, we have this small bathroom with a stand-up stall, and next to it is the crapper, let's say. So there's a guy standing there, and he's relieving himself, right? And I want to use the bathroom stall, but the door only swings towards him. And I said to the guy, "I'm sorry, man." I said, "I'm going to wait till you're done. I don't want to hit you in the dick, with the dipper." I said, I could be immoral tonight. He looks at me, "What's that?" I said, I give you a circumcision tonight, no charge.
Right. He became a moil for free, a free moil. He was going to keep the tips.
Oh, somebody had the balls of doing it, I'm sure.
So the guy was pretty good about it. He laughed about it. He goes, "Yeah," he goes, "a bad construction on this bathroom." I said, "I'll say you're lucky. You would have been a casualty tonight."
Oh my gosh.
It would have been a midget. It would have really been in trouble. So talking about,
but it's like in New York, Alan, right? Yeah. We were in New York in November. Right. And there was a line for each bathroom by Central Park there. 50 people on the male bathroom and 50 on the women. Do you think that we could have waited? No.
Right. So this just happened to me, and this is going to be on our show Thursday night. I'm going to tell the story real quick. I was in the city Saturday. I was having a meeting with somebody, a group, and there was a Whole Foods across the street from where we were. And I had gone to the public bathroom, which is the one that Steph was talking about earlier in the day. And here it is, like around 8 o'clock. And I said, "You know what? I got to go." And one of the guys in the meeting said that he had gone at Whole Foods. So I figured, you know what? Whole Foods is a nice bathroom figure. So I'll go there. So I walk in. I have no idea where the bathroom is. And I asked some guy, and he says, "Well, it's upstairs." So I go upstairs, and I see the sign for the bathroom. And I get to the bathroom, and they only have toilets with doors, and there's a code. And I'm looking at it like, I don't know, what kind of freaking code is this? What kind of code? Well, there's a sign that says you need a code on the bottom of your receipt from Whole Foods.
Oh, geez.
Well, I didn't buy anything from Whole Foods, and I'm standing now. I got to go real bad. Okay. So I see this lady, and she sees me. I'm like, I don't have no code. She says, "Listen, I have my receipt here. Punch in the code on my receipt, see if it works." So she tells me 5653. So I do that, and I get in, and I come out, and there's 3 women there, and they're trying to get in, and they don't. I said, they're reading the sign. They go, "Oh, we threw our receipt out."
Oh.
I said, "Well, listen, you can't get in without that code." So I said, "Listen, the lady before me gave me a code 5653. Why don't you try it?" So they did, and they got in. But Whole Foods is trying to say, if you don't buy something from them, you can't go to the bathroom.
Really?
It's funny, Alan. There's thousands of people in New York, right? And with this, I'll call this bathroom pandemic is what I'm going to call it. And because of it, nobody in New York smiles. Everybody's got a frown. I got to go. I don't know what to do. So and they're all ready to cry like they just ate an onion because they got to pee. There's nowhere to go.
So New York went to the toilet, and you can't go to the toilet.
Oh, my gosh.
Without a Whole Food receipt. So in other words, they're saying to you that if you don't buy something from Whole Foods, you can't go to the bathroom. And it's a unisex bathroom. It's a door. They all have like 5 or 6 doors, and with a code thing where you got to punch in the code. So if you got to go really bad and you don't have a receipt, you're peeing on the floor probably.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's really bad. It really is. I mean, it's a shame in New York State. I got a T-shirt on Zazzle called "State of Confusion," and I've got Governor Cuomo's picture. The dawn of New York. Because
on the back is a ball of confusion. Not to be confused with the song, but anyway. So speaking of that, now that's just a story that I even Steph doesn't know, and I don't think you know this story, Mike.
Go ahead.
When I was driving for Lyft, I took somebody into the city. Like I said, it's about an hour away from my house, and it was like 72nd and First Avenue. And on the way back, I got to go to the bathroom, and I can't find a place to go because parking in New York is very tough. And I'm going towards the Lincoln Tunnel. I believe I'm on 9th Avenue, which is where the Lincoln Tunnel comes in effect. And I see this little deli, and I pull up to it, and I put my flashers on, and I say to the guy, "Listen, I got to go really bad, man." And he says, listen, go behind that door there. There's a bathroom. So I go behind the door and the bathroom, but it's locked. So I run back out. I say, listen, the door's locked. What the hell's going on? Oh, it must be my helper. So he knocks on the door and the guy says, listen, can you get out? This guy's got a bathroom. The guy says, I'm taking the shit. So he goes out of the door and he says, you got to wait for the guy. Well, I can't hold it. Okay. It's a cold day and I really got to go bad. So he had a slop sink with pots in it. So I pull the pots to the side and I whip it out and I go. And he had a hose. He had like a hose, So I hose it down and I run out of the door and he goes, so did you go? I go, no, I got to go. I can't hold it no more. And I zip through the tunnel after that. So, hey, you got to go, man.
I got one now, Alan. I told this one last week.
Yeah.
I told this one last week. I'm working in Florida, Circuit City, and a customer interrupts the sales. Says, listen, I want that TV, but I got to go to the bathroom. Please help me. Show me where the bathroom is. You got to show me. Yeah. So I said, it's over there. He goes, no, please come with me. I'm saying, what's up with this? So I walk him over to the bathroom.
Hold it for him.
And all of a sudden, as he's entering the bathroom, he's got diarrhea and he's plopping on the floor.
Oh.
And now he goes in the bathroom. So I go to the break room and on the way out, I hear, help, Stephen, help. And I'm like, what's going on? And I go to the bathroom. The guy's got no clothes on. There's crap all over the floor. He goes, I don't know what to do. What can I do? So I says, wait here. I says, I got to get the janitor. So now
oh, no.
I go get the janitor for this poor guy. The janitor comes. He sees the trail of doo-doo going into the bathroom. He goes, you son of a bitch. I go, what do you mean, me son of a bitch? I said, I didn't do it. Open up the bathroom door, you imbecile. The guy's in there. So the guy's in there. I need help. He says, I'm here to clean the bathroom. You're on your own.
Yeah, really.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley and I'm an American actress and a TV host, and I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
That brings me to another story that this is true. I was in Florida for about 7 years ago or 8 years ago. I was in Florida. And I left, and one of my friends, my best friend's brother, who was my best friend at one time, but he went on his own for a while, but anyway. And so he happened to be in Florida visiting his father when I was leaving. So he said to me, I tell you what, I want to go back up to Jersey with you because I need to get home. He lived in Jersey. He said, I'll drive with you. So the first day I drive, and we get into South Carolina, and right across from our hotel is a Waffle House. So we decide we're going to eat there. And then we're going to go to bed. And it was Super Bowl Sunday. So we watched the Super Bowl, and then we went to bed. We got the next morning, and we go to breakfast at the Waffle House, and he says, excuse me, I want to get biscuits and gravy. I go, listen to me. You haven't had biscuits and gravy in 25 years, but I love them. I said, listen to me. You're not 40 years old now. You're 60-something years old, or 60 years old, whatever we were at the time. And I said, listen, don't get it because you don't know how it's going to react on your stomach. Well, he decides to get it, and I get a sausage sandwich or something like that. I forget exactly what I had. And anyway, so we get in the car, and my friend never liked to drive. Even when we were kids, he hated to drive. He said, pick me up, and I used to drive his mother's car all the time because he hated to drive. So he's driving, and I see him shaking like this, and I go, listen, you're trying to tell me you don't want to drive? So he drove about 100 miles. I said, listen, pull over, let me drive. So we're supposed to be in Jersey around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that was our estimated time, maybe 3, 4, something like that. Well, we get to Maryland, and he says, you got to pull over. He says, you got to go to the rest area right now. I go, what do you mean I got to go? What do you mean I got to stop? You're almost into Jersey. We're going to Delaware and then Jersey. Delaware's not that long. It's state. No, you don't understand. I got to take a crap right now. So he goes to the bathroom, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. Next thing I know, it's 3 hours. And the guy is trying to clean the bathroom, and he says, what the hell's wrong with your friend? I'm trying to close the bathroom. I said, don't ask me. Well, the biscuits and gravy, not only did it clean him out, but it gave him diverticulitis on top of that.
Oh, that's painful.
Right. So we had his brother waiting for us. Instead of getting to Jersey like 4 maybe, we ended up getting to Jersey at 8 o'clock because he spent 3 hours in the bathroom in Maryland. And the janitor wasn't too happy because he was putting overtime in and he wanted to go home and he had to close the bathroom. So I told him not to eat it though. He didn't listen to me.
Oh my gosh, I think that's a lesson to be learned. Never have biscuits and gravy like that.
Right. Well, he hadn't had it in 25 years, so we don't know how it's going to. Listen, if you eat something you haven't had in 25 years, you don't know how your system's going to handle it now. Or do you remember how it handled it before? Maybe you had this problem before and he didn't remember 25 years later. I mean, although if I was in the bathroom for 3 hours, I think I remember that though.
Yes, it's like, don't do that again, I'll tell you.
Right. So we just have fun on our show. We tell stories and we don't mention anybody's name. Well, we do a few. St. John's, there's a St. John's cemetery that has a lot of mafioso people buried, and we talk about stories about that.
Well, the interesting thing about that is, Alan, if I can just interject for a second, is I went to go pay my respects to my grandparents and my relatives that are in that cemetery. Right. And while I'm in there, I met a guy, and he's telling me, you know who's buried here? Oh, no, tell me. Well, Carlo Gambino, John Gotti, Neil Della Croce, Joe Profaci, Lucky Luciano. I can go on and on. So every time I would go, I started taking pictures, and I made a little series. I put it on my internet channel, Wise Guys Are Us or whatever, and show people what I discovered in that cemetery. It's a mob cemetery, unbeknownst to me, but it's a story. It's a video. It's entertainment. Right. And these guys aren't going to come after me because they're all dead,
And so are most of their relatives.
Yeah. Or their second or third or fourth cousins, whatever. So
hey, Steph, tell them about the YouTube channel and the live stream channel.
Right. Yeah. The YouTube channel. Well, I started a show on the Internet Guy for the number 4 and the letter U. Right. And on that, I've got the BS show, which is a playlist there. And then I realized after about the 7th week, I'm saying, it looks like we're onto something here. So I gave it its own branding. Now it's the BS show, Steph and the G-Man. So that way, because there's 5 other, at least, Alan, right? BS shows. Right. Mm-hmm. So, when Alan came up with the name, fine. And then I came to look, I go, well, I got to have a variation of that because we are really going to be the official BS show the way we're going, because we have, like in real estate, it's location. We've got content. I mean, Alan's stories are exquisite. They're top of the line. The stories like that. Some of the things I'll interject, the way we get the chemistry that we have together. Right. You can't lose with what we use because we've always got something. We got all segments, and as I said, Mike, it's taking on its own life. And those are some of the places that you can see it on those 2 YouTube channels. So that's where you can see it.
You have it on a live stream too, right? You have a live stream channel too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we live stream every Thursday, and also on the YouTube channel, I've got playlists with all the popular comedians that I mentioned before my early beginning, and they're on that channel. So you can go to playlist if you want to hear Buddy Hackett, if you want to see Johnny Carson, Dean Martin, yada yada yada, even Seinfeld. I give you the full, comedy, assortment. So that way you pick and choose. You're there to watch us, but we're going to show you all the people that we learned from.
Right.
And, because you have to give back the respect to, the people that created the industry for you.
Mm-hmm.
For example, all the older Jews, the Yiddish, where comedy came out of a lot of the Jewish comedians. And and funny is funny, whether you're Jewish or whether you're a Gentile. Funny is funny. You got a punch word, you got a punch line, and then if that goes well, you come back with a topper. So when you know the actual elements to how to write a joke, it's kind of easy to be a comedy writer, but it's harder to deliver.
Right.
Because that takes practice, and that takes and that takes stage time to do that, right. And you have to be really comfortable. And now today, and Allan could correct me if here, there are no places to really perform as they used to be.
They're starting to open up a little bit, but that's hard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a comedian have to do? He has to go on with a mask just to perform. I mean, so when you take away the element of relaxing, you take away the if you put the fear in there, it's very difficult, for somebody to laugh, because they're saying, well, gee, I don't know if I'm going to get through this pandemic. I got to get home from here. So to me, it's at a disadvantage right now for comedy to even be, big right now because of the climate of the country.
Mm-hmm. And also political correctness also, factored in as well, too. A lot of comedians out there won't go on the road, especially in college towns. They're afraid to get sued if they offend somebody, too. Right. So
we're not afraid to offend anybody. We'll equally offend anybody.
Exactly. Equal opportunity offenders. That's what we are. Matter of fact,
I like that. Yes.
Well, because that's what we do. And I see stuff. I go, you know what? I don't, no, not on my watch. Don't blow smoke in my direction. If you do, you better be a magician.
Mm-hmm.
I had a comedian I used to work with, Chips Cooney, and he was on that show with Howie Mandel, whatever. He's trying to be the funniest comic or whatever. And he had a thing about slaps where he would have a video where he'd be all famous actors getting slapped in videos. And I realized, people need to get maybe head slapped to wake them up and say, you know what? Snap out of this haze that we're in. Trust, but verify. Don't buy into the BS. And that's how the show started, because of all the BS. So when I see something, I'll analyze it and say, what do you think about this? Is this political? Screw politically correct. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And they made a good book, and they call the Bible,
mm-hmm.
right? Basic instructions before leaving Earth, for example. You've got the Torah. You've got other books that tell you, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
Don't be hiding behind sheep's clothing and acting like everything's okay. Vote for me and I'll set you free. It's not true. Where we're at in this country right now, I don't see anybody standing up and talking about just the craziness about what's going on. Like a dozen years ago, I did the comedy CD, It's a Crazy World. And I'm ready to do part 2.
I say go for it. In fact, I could see right now, I remember the film from '63. It's a mad world.
Yes.
We should do like a matter world. It's like, throw all the today's comedians, actors, actresses, and everything. You had every big name in there in '63. And of course, my boys watched it like nobody knew what comedian were, but it was still funny as hell. I mean, if any smart guy out there, if they're going to do remakes, they should do a remake of It's a Mad World, even matter in today's society. It's like,
we say that now you can have a fender bender with a transgender.
That's kind of what. We created that that play on words because they want to have, like, for example, the bathroom, the transgender, like the bathroom. What about little kids? They go in there. What kind of impression are you giving them when somebody's really a man but dressed as a woman? But I got to go to the bathroom. Come on, Bruce Jenner, get out of here.
Or is it Kate?
I say Bruce Jenner is going to, Caitlyn Jenner is going to run a 5-mile decathlon before he runs for governor.
Well, he should run south because Mexico's not that far from California,
Well, Southern California is going to be Little Guatemala very shortly.
And who's going to be the president?
Juan Valdez.
Juan Valdez. And you know what? I want the coffee right now.
Yeah, I guess the way things are going, I wouldn't be surprised as well, too. Is it's like, I got the Baja and everything else. And, what surprised me. And there was something
Mike, Tijuana will be the capital of Little Guatemala.
Yeah, you trade.
Will be the president.
Yeah, you trade off like a $50 blanket for like $5 or something, or like a $20 hat for two. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I can see that happening too. And I remember Kamala Harris was saying something about how the United States should model after California. I said 3 words: God help us.
Well, you know what I call it, Hooker Harris.
Or is it hookah?
If it wasn't for Willie Brown, she would never be where she is.
Because she slept around, she ended up with Willie Brown. I got it.
Yeah. Willie Brown. Yeah.
Downtown Willie Brown,
Right.
He had a hotel in every corner downtown.
Right.
Or is that bad Leroy Brown or something?
Yeah, that's his cousin.
Yeah, well, he had like a Continental and an Eldorado too, and a razor and a shoe. He got knocked out, loose tooth or something. Yeah,
right.
Vote for me. I'll set you free. Rap on, brother.
Right. And I call Biden backwards Biden because the only thing he can do is sign his name with a new gold pen. That's all we've seen him do so far.
And the other guy, who knows what happened to him? He's off in the sunset, Trump.
Or he's playing golf somewhere too. Maybe you're playing golf in Canada, or trying to play golf in Mexico, or maybe he's in Brownsville, hit a golf ball and went over the wall or something.
He deserves to enjoy his life, I think. Mm-hmm. It's time. I've never seen a man, I don't know, we're supposed to be talking about comedy, but I've never seen a man take as much abuse as that man did in all the time that he was trying to be the president or run the country. No one has ever, been crucified every day like he has, but yet it rolled off his back. So he has a strong constitution, probably strong bowel too. He's not going to the bathroom because he's not scared shitless to say what he thinks.
Scared shitless.
Whole Foods anyway, because he doesn't have a receipt, so he can't go there.
Well, he must buy the place though.
He probably owns the Whole Food. Yeah, that's probably possible.
Yeah. Here goes. Here, I'll buy a store for $1 million and let me go to the damn bathroom.
Right. Right.
Well, at least he has his own building where he can go to his own bathroom. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, the Trump Towers used to allow you to go to the bathroom. So that was one of my stops. I would go to Barnes and Noble, get a book or whatever or something. And if I had to go to the bathroom, and either the Barnes and Noble, the library that Allan and I have talked about, or going up to Trump's building, not because I wanted to patronize the place, because I had to go.
Because I had a gold urinal. That's why.
Yeah.
But on gold.
So if you've never been there, I'm going to put a plug for it. That's a nice building there. And one day I'm walking there, and I probably had to go to the bathroom that day, and there's a film crew there, and they say, "Can we talk to you?" I said, "Okay." But what do you think about the writing on the ground? And he says, "What writing?" It's over there. It says Black Lives Matter. I said, "Well, who did it?" He said, "Oh, the mayor and some other people did it." I go, "That's pretty childish. In front of a man's building on Fifth Avenue, right? The wealthiest street in New York." It's like, is he playing with a full deck? Well, I know they didn't put my interview on because I pretty much said, this guy's a jerk. And, really, what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. The night that Trump was elected, I happened to be in the Trump Towers. I think I told Allan the story. Yeah. And the people got up in arms because he won. I guess he wasn't supposed to win, they thought. And he did a masterful job winning. And I'm there at the bar with a couple of people, and they're celebrating. All of a sudden, the Secret Service says to us, we got to get you all out of here because there's 5,000 angry people coming up Fifth Avenue towards the Trump Towers.
Really?
So they took us out of a side door and took us down towards Lexington Avenue, a block away from Fifth Avenue, which is the front entrance of the building. So that way we would live to enjoy another day. That way I could be on the show with you tonight.
Yes. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. Thank God for the Secret Service. I'll tell you that. And of course, you're right too. The fact that, if that were to happen, you wouldn't be with us today. You wouldn't be with, Allan as well too. I mean, you guys are just amazing. I gotta say that. And of course, just, one thing, I mean, I think we forgot to mention as well too. It's like, where can we find your BS show at? Tell everybody where you're located.
Yeah, it's that.
Well,
You're the guy.
Well, you can tell him, Allan. Tell him.
Well, we're on the BS show with Stephen the G-Man on YouTube, and we have live stream the BS with Stephen the G-Man also.
And then we also I'm also streaming to the first channel, which is the Internet Guy for you on the BS show playlist. So if you don't catch it on the new one, and you're still accustomed to going to my older one, because my older one has a lot of different things there on there, a lot of categories. But in all fairness to Allan and myself, I figured let's give the show its own identity, which we have. But at the same point, old habits are hard to break. So if people have a habit going to the one channel, I'm going to begrudge them of going to that channel. It's easier for me to just live stream, as you know, to another place and, target another market. And so that's kind of what we're doing. But those are the places that you can find us. And as I said with Allan, we're having fun. Two guys just BSing. And we've got a lot of things to share with people. And people want to be in the know, then that's the place they have to go.
Mm-hmm. And the know have to go, especially when you have to go to the bathroom. So
that's right. It's because we could direct them to bathrooms, especially in the state of New York and New Jersey, because Allan, both of us know we got a list of like where you can go and where you can't go. So we can help people, like people coming to New York, give them a tourist little agenda.
Where to go? Where to go?
Where not to go.
Where to go and where not to go. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. We're telling them where to go. Yeah. But there's a few politicians we like to tell where to go too. But we're not going to go.
Yeah, but they're not listening. They're not listening. It gets me. Guy can molest 20, 30, 40 women and, I'm not resigning. Right. It's like, huh? Are you serious? And in my mind, with all the money that some of these guys have, why are they hitting on women that are not available, especially if you're 20, 30 years older than a woman, unless you're going to pay her, why would she want to go with an old, rooster? It's just, so you look at it and they're not really playing with a full deck and their ego, they're playing with their ego and they got to leave the ego at the door. But if you get busted in something, you got to fess up.
I think they're playing pocket pool. They can't find the 8-ball.
Pool can't find the 8-ball. I like that.
Well, they got a deck of cards, but they're not playing with the cards. They're playing with just the box. I mean, the lights are on, but I don't think any of them are home. And it's just a shame because who's running the state? They sure aren't. And then in New York here, you got, we'll open up the state in August. Well, now it's May 3rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, July 4th, keep pushing it back. I want to know why. It's ridiculous to hold that many people hostage in the state that we're in New Jersey. There's millions of people. Right. And where you are could be totally different. But the thing is, common sense, good hygiene will solve most problems. If you got bad breath, buy mouthwash. What can I tell you? That's pretty much it. If you have a cough, cover your face.
Cover yourself, right?
So it's common sense. But to make everybody mandated a law that you have to do it when there's not enough evidence to support it is wrong. And to, and to do what they're doing under the fear factor, I resent that. I resent that because the evidence is not there. When you get a guy like Bill Gates who wants to be the promoter of good health, you don't even know about computers. He bought a computer company, had people run it. And his partner, Paul Allen, was the brains of it. And he buys Paul Allen out to keep secrecy about his secrets or whatever. It's like, you know what? I wouldn't give you a nickel for any Microsoft product at all. As a matter of fact, I had the Linux commercials. I did a Linux tutorials on Blog Talk. I'm a Linux guy. I would never use a Microsoft computer ever. I wouldn't give him any money. No way, no how. He's got a 340-foot yacht with 50 people to take care of him. Why would I want to give him money? That's what he's got.
And here's a guy that's trying to be richer than Jeff Bezos. It's like what? Bezos is about to be like the first trillionaire or something, even when he stepped down from Amazon. Boy.
And the problem with that, Mike, is this. We live in states that have mom and pop stores, and Allan could vouch for this. Yeah. All the mom and pop stores have just about went out of business. That's right. And they've forced everyone to have to go to Amazon. Now, I'm from the old school. I still go to an electronics store. One of my Jewish friends, I'll throw the plug out there. And when I need something, I go anywhere, but I like to buy from people that I like. Right. I could go to Amazon, but I'd rather make a trip to see someone that I know, have a good relationship with, and I'll get it for the same price or whatever. And if I need it delivered, I can do whatever. But I want that personal touch, for a salesman or a company, because I don't want to have to get something. Allan knows this. I've had people playing around with chargers because it mess with my computers, whatever. But I'll order a couple of chargers, Mike, and I'll get them. And I know what I'm ordering because I used to manage a retail store with electronics. And I get the wrong charger 3 different times.
Oh, jeez.
And 3 different places from Amazon or eBay or from the other one that's up there. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. I know what I'm ordering. I took a picture of it. I know what I got. So it's like, for me, I'm not the guy to use Amazon. So I have to use, old fashioned ways. So that way I know I see it, I got it. I'm not going out of the store until I look at it and I look at the model number, make sure this is an exact match. So for me, Amazon doesn't work, but these guys make a ton of money on it. And then another thing, they leave the package at your doorstep. But what if somebody takes it?
Porch Pirates, you're right. And in fact, I was reading something too over Christmas time, and that's like just brought tears to my eyes in a sad way that they announced that all the Amazon workers were getting like $300, what was it, like bonuses, and the part-timers were $150. I went, all that work for that?
Yeah. Well, he's not exact. He wants to put it in his pocket. He's got a nice divorce settlement. And now I understand today that Melinda Gates is leaving Bill Gates today.
Really?
Just announced, yeah.
What really? So what happened? Was it the same fate that happened to Bezos?
It doesn't. I didn't read the whole article, but I just saw it right before we came.
Oh, so let me see if I understand this. I'm going to put out a revelation here today. Yeah. So Bill Gates, his wife, right, is leaving him.
Yes.
Okay. So there is a rumor out there, and I'm going to throw it out there. Paul Allen could tell you this, and probably Steve Jobs is not here, but he would know this for sure. Right. Mm-hmm. Bill Gates and his wife might be transgender.
Right, very possible.
Yeah, this is Square Biz, and the reason I say this is because they hang. Show me your friends, and I'll show you who you are. Well, his circle he hangs out with is all transgender people. So, and his wife too. So, when you see these things and you see that, you say, birds of a feather usually flock together. Mm-hmm. So if she's leaving him, it might be because the rumor is been out there, but now all of a sudden people are fact checking to find out. Like you have the guy from WikiLeaks, who they put him in jail, Julian Assange. Right. And he was an information man, right? So you're not getting that information anymore, but I'm sure, there's a lot of people don't like the stuff that their dirt is starting to surface. But that is another reason why this transgender thing has taken on another life, and they made it ridiculous because one size doesn't fit all.
Right.
And your walk of life may have nothing to do with that walk of life, but don't force me to accept something that makes no sense. Doesn't make sense at all. And if your kids see that,
confusing,
they're going to be influenced by that, and you better prep them to the reality of today, and they're going to have to vote for these type of individuals, and that's sad, because if you don't know who you are, how in the world can you run the country?
Right.
Barack Obama, for example, they gave him a ticket on the Beltway. The cops gave him a ticket because he was driving the country in the wrong direction.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the kind of, so if you're going to have a leader, follow somebody who you can depend on, you can trust, not somebody who not even sure of their identity. And to me, I have a problem with that. Don't give me that. Why? They don't know who they are. They have to go through therapy for years before they'll cut off the pecker, for example.
Right.
That's,
or show it off like Bezos did, and that's what caused the divorce. Makes you wonder if Bill did that to Melinda or whatever it is. It's like, you never know.
Well, the point of the matter is you can't make people accept things that just aren't their way of life. I mean, the Bible Belt, for example, they're not buying that whatsoever. And if they know it's true, they'll say it's the devil's work. No, it's a crazy person's work. They don't know, what's going on. I can't, for me, the guy was on a Wheaties box. We'll use Bruce Jenner, for example. Now, all of a sudden, what's he going to be on? Victoria's Secret's box? And the thing with Bruce Jenner, I would say, man, Allan, I'm going to, take up a donation tonight. I think I'll donate $50 for the Bruce Jenner, cut off the penis fund. So that way he can really become a full woman. I'll make it 100, but because really it takes a lot. I can say this. It would take a lot of balls, but he don't need balls. So it would take a lot of clitoris to actually end up doing that. And that's a lot psychologically. So these guys that are masquerading as women haven't did the full Monty, Right. And I crack up. It's like, you're only halfway there. Talk to me when you're all the way there.
Right. You're going to switch teams, switch all the way.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
I'll go halfway across the plate, go on the other side at least.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, had so much fun with you guys. It feels like I'm part of the show. And once again, where can we find the BS show at, guys?
Well, you can find it on YouTube, the BS channel, the BS show, Steph and the G-Man, and also the Internet Guy for You. Those two places you can find it, and it'll be on every Thursday night. We're either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, so we flip either or. But once the show goes live, the show is up there continuously. It's on a playlist, so it's easy to find and easy to enjoy.
We certainly do that. And any final thoughts before we wrap up? We love to have you back on, especially later in the year when you guys get the season 100, 200, or whatever it is, or like say have Billy Crystal on or something like that, or try to get one of the Jenners on or something, or Kardashians or whoever. But
well, what we'll do, Allan, I'm going to be going to Chinatown soon. I'm going to see if I can get Jackie Hands, to show up and hang out with us.
One hung low to show up, yeah.
One hung low, J-Lo, yes.
Fill the crack, whatever. But anyway, but what I always say at the end, and Steph knows this a lot of times, I say, listen, if you want to listen to us, fine. If you don't, that's your prerogative. Because what I do, I'm sick of the Progressive commercials and the Geico commercials and the Liberty Mutual commercials on TV. And what I do is I shut the sound down. So if you don't want to hear us, you don't listen to us. If you like what we say, you think we're funny, you subscribe to our channel and you'll get it all the time. And if you don't, well, then we're not for you. That's all. No big deal.
And of course, that's a good thing as well, too. And guys, I just want to say, Barry, thank you for your time. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You're definitely welcome to come back anytime. Just drop me a line. G, you've got my number and everything. And, Steph as well, too. So once again, from the BS show, G-Man and Steph here on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing and looking forward to having soon. Just keep us up to date. You guys have been fantastic.
All right,
thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Great. Thank you for having us on.
Hey, everybody. My name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Me and Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.